Plaintiff, Ashley Antikyre, was addicted to crack and meth, and as a result, she lost everything. Ashley claims she asked the defendant to care for her dog while she checked herself into rehab, but now she refuses to return her, so she's suing. Defendant Tara DeNike agreed to take care of Ashley's dog, but says Ashley agreed to help out financially and come visit the dog, and neither of those things happened. Therefore, Tara feels the dog now belongs to her.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Okay, so I am a recovering addict. I was using meth and crack for about 7 years prior to 6 months ago because I entered myself into rehab.
Good.
You know, I was 90 pounds. I was dying. So I didn't want to die, and I had lost everything. My daughter, my house, almost my husband and son, and my other dog. I had to get rid of him. And so I kept on to Lily, you know, and while I was in rehab, my husband was moving.
Well, let me say, first of all, let's keep talking about that, because I'm glad you could tell the audience and the viewers what type of consequences come from drug addiction. And let me just say to the viewers, we hear so many cases with folks who have struggled or are still struggling with drug addiction. And I know many people might say, why does Judge Mathis always have so many? Because we get our cases from the community, and our cases reflect what's going on in America and the working class in particular. Unfortunately, the working and poor folks, they're consumed, their communities, with drugs. And so this is a reflection of that. And so those of you who are always covering your mouth and where did they get them from? We got them up the street from you. We got them from your family. Every one of you all got either a crackhead or a pillhead in your family. Cousin, brother, uncle, somebody. So don't act special, because you see many here. Many of them come here because we help. We help get them in rehab. That's why many come here. And so, because I hear that from time to time, where do you get those people from? Yeah, those are the same ones that sold you your dope last night. That's where we get it.
That's right.
You give me some background on yourself. And once again, thank you for getting yourself clean. I know it's been a short time, but keep it moving. No more.
7 months now.
Yeah. There's no more crack anyway, so you can get that out of the way. Nobody uses crack. You were the last holdout on crack. Now, crack was 80s, 90s, and 2000. Now everybody's on pills, crystal. Well, you did keep up with the times on crystal meth. Yeah, well, you're not that out of style. All right, go ahead. Give me some background, ma'am.
I met Ashley in 2019 at our job, and I had soon after quit the job because I have 4 kids at home. And
how did you support your 4 children?
I have 2 of my kids are on disability.
Okay. All right. And certainly they need mom then if they're on disability.
Yeah.
Okay, understood.
So she, later after I had stopped working, she asked me if I could start watching her son. So I said, yeah. And I watched my son, and I wasn't in the best of a relationship. And my ex was a pill user, drug addict. So she had a problem with it, and we fell off and stopped talking. And she didn't let me watch her son anymore. And that was around January. And I didn't hear from her after for quite some time. And she called me up around April and had told me that she was in rehab. And we talked for a minute, and she said, my husband's moving. I don't know what's going to happen between the 2 of us. So I need you to get my dog. She's locked in the bathroom.
Okay, let's stop there so that she can give me her take on the dog because it's her lawsuit. And so she speaks first about it and then you follow up and pick up where you left. Ma'am?
Okay, so I've had my dog for 13 years. When I went into rehab, I did call her and ask her if she could watch my dog because I trusted her because she had watched my son. I know she's a good friend, so she picked up my dog, and pretty much the agreement was when I get out of rehab and I'm able to have her, that I will come pick her up. I offered money while I was in rehab. Basically I didn't want to lose my dog. So when I got out of rehab, about 4 months go by and I'm begging the landlord, please let me have my dog. Please let me have my dog. So he finally gave in. He told me I could have my dog. So I messaged Tara and said, hey, he said it was okay. So I'm going to come get my dog. And then she immediately told me that she's not giving her back and that they're pretty much attached to her over there. I let her know I've been attached to my dog for 13 years. It's the only animal that I've kept for so long. She said, no, I'm not giving her back. She's my dog now. And so I immediately just lost it. I was so depressed and sad. I had messaged her, begging her, please give me my dog back. Please give me my dog, crying on these messages. And she's the only thing that I didn't lose, and now I'm losing her again.
So give me your take on what occurred with the dog.
So when she had called and said, I need you to get my dog, my husband.
This is in April?
Taking care of her.
This is in April?
Yes, this is in April.
Yes.
In April, she had said, can you come get my dog? So I immediately went over there to get the dog. Her husband let me in. The dog was in the bathroom. Very skinny, very shaking really bad.
She's skinny all the time.
Go ahead, man.
Chihuahua.
But I took her and I took her home. I bought her a little dog bed. I bought her food. I've taken care of all her things. I let her outside. My kids have gotten attached. And up until now, when she was
What made you think she was giving you her dog permanently? She gave you the dog April or May? April? When did you let her keep the dog? In April. What was the discussion then regarding ownership or keeping or giving back the dog?
I had told her from the beginning that when I took the dog, if I'm having to pay out everything for the dog and she's not helping with a penny coming and seeing her or doing anything to show any type of care, then the dog would be mine at the end of it.
And what did she say?
She said, okay. And then I said, all right. And my friend...
You work for the social service agency, or that sounds like something Child Protection tells you.
Yeah.
No.
Say if your kids aren't fed right and you don't take care of them right, we're going to remove them out of the house. Are you a foster care parent?
No, but
what are you to make you think that you can take somebody's dog just because they're not feeding them properly?
Well,
you report them, ma'am. You report them to someone. Did the dog gain weight while the dog was with you?
Yes, I have pictures that she's...
You have before and after pictures?
I don't have any before pictures.
All right, I need before. Could have been like that when you picked the dog up. You have any pictures of your dog before she went with the defendant?
I do.
What page?
Page 2. This is like back in 2000 and...
2000 and what, ma'am?
2000 and... I want to say 2013.
You have none more recent? You have none more recent than that?
Well, I do, I took this one when Tara came to visit me with her, and see, she's still skinny.
When?
She's been when she came to visit me, like right when I first got out. I graduated recovery in June. And so it is when I got out, like that week, she came and seen me.
What page are your pictures of the dog after you've kept the dog for months and fed him? Pardon me? 1 and 2?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's get back to the other reason that you believe you should keep the dog. The reason we just went through that is because you acted as if the dog had been neglected and or abused. I don't see that. You haven't proven that. So we're going to take that element out of this case and get back to her saying she would give it to you. And she says that never happened. Is that what you're saying, ma'am? You never agreed to let her have it permanently?
Yes.
All right.
On page 17, she put, I accept the fact that she's lived a great life with me and you can have her for the remainder of her time.
Ma'am, did you say that before I even looked this up? Did you say that she could have it for the remainder of her time?
Yes, but I have a reason why.
Why?
I had told her that because basically the landlord was still not letting me have her. And then, so I like basically gave up, you know, and I was just so depressed. And so I asked her, you know, I told her, thank you, you know.
What would have happened had the landlord never told you you could keep it? Because you said at some point the landlord allowed you, said you could. What would have happened if the landlord said, no, 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 never? What would have happened with the dog?
I would accept that she needed to stay with Tara.
Right. And so it was only when the landlord says you keep it, you said, give him back. But before that, you said, here, the dog is a gift.
No,
because you didn't get paid for it. You told her to keep the dog. And just because you changed your mind, the gift had been delivered, ma'am. You cannot retract a gift once it's delivered. You can retract it if it's promised, but you delivered the dog and then told her she can keep the dog. You can't play games with these families' emotions. Your claim is dismissed. Have a good day.